Well, we haven't done one of these in a while, and we got two videos back to back on this this week on Tubi TV. And I've said this before. Tubi is the dark horse in the streaming wars. You have to watch. You got to keep paying attention to it. You have to understand that the whole situation is there's a lot of free content out there, a lot of great free stuff. And it's growing. It's growing out there. And you have to understand, ad-supported services. And you may say to yourself, well, Netflix is going to have theirs. Yeah, but here's the difference. They're going to be charging. And I know there's one or two of my subscribers out there always keep mentioning and says, oh, well, it's free for now. It's free for now, but they're going to eventually charge. Yeah, but they're making a lot of money. Tubi is making a lot of money versus ad tiers. You got Hulu, you got Paramount. I think, does Paramount have it? I know Peacock does. And the thing about it is, all these streaming sites that they're going to charge you and put ads at the same time. It's sort of double dipping in the well. I think if Netflix said, well, we're going to give you free. It doesn't have to be 4K, which actually it's not really 4K that they're broadcasting in. It's a little bit lower when it comes to streaming because the bits are just not there. We discussed that on another video on physical media. If you haven't seen it yet, check out the physical media story we did, that to buy physical media. And I go a little bit into there that basically when it comes to streaming, digital download, you're not really getting the full potential on it versus, say, a Blu-ray or 4K Ultra. So, if Netflix had done a free, say, like a free tier, and say it's like 1080p, I think they would get a shitload of subscribers. Some of them might traverse and get the higher HD format and pay. But to pay $20 a month for the best quality with multi access for multiple people to watch on there, and now they want to charge people if you lend your thing to a friend or something to that nature. And you look at it and you say, like, no, that's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. But Tubi has been growing, and now they're expanding into Latin America. Before we get into the article itself, once again, I just want to thank those who have subscribed, like, share. We're almost at 600. Thank you for those of you here on YouTube that have gotten us this far. Really, we do really appreciate it. We're on our way. We want to get to monetization. We want to be able to bring more to you, more programming. We want to hire other hosts and bring other shows, animation, other things to this channel. This is the reason why we built Q2Cast TV. We've been wanting this for a long time, since our public access days in the 1980s. We already foreseen this long before YouTube was ever born. We were on Justin TV doing the same thing many years ago. This is the things that we're pushing for, and hopefully we'll get there. Right now, since we're not on monetization, you can also click below. We do have many ways of you to donate to us through our shop. We do have merch, and also, I know we do have PayPal for now. We're looking for an alternative, but you can donate to us, a quick donation over to PayPal, but it does come to us directly. Thank you once again, and let's read into this from TechCrunch Plus. Fox-owned Tubi expands its free service to 5 Latin American countries. Tubi, the free ad-supported streaming service owned by Fox, is now available in Costa Rica, Ecuador, El Salvador, Guatemala, and Panama. An expansion that has doubled its global footprint and signals the company's interest in capturing more Latin American viewers. Consumers in these 5 Latin American countries have now access to Tubi's library and will be able to watch titles in either subtitles or dubbed in Spanish. Now, understand, there's a lot of Spanish content in there. Regular Spanish films from Latin America, Spain, from all Spanish-speaking countries. But also, they have American films that are dubbed into Spanish, Japanese anime that also it's dubbed in Spanish as well. On various such devices such as iPhones, iPads, Apple TVs, LG TVs, Samsung TVs, Roku, Amazon Sticks, VIDD Smart OS, Hisense, and Google TV and other Android devices, plus Microsoft on Windows. Ecuador is the only country where Roku is not supported. In addition to the free movies like Green Hornet, Hellboy, American Psycho, and others, viewers in 5 countries can also stream regionally produced TV series as Benvida Real, Atrapa y El Sexto Diablo, plus local versions of The Nanny, Bewitched, and Married with Children. Tubi will also offer TV series LA's Finest and Masters of Sex. Tubi has been slower to expand to other countries than its competitors. Disney Plus has launched more than 80 countries and aiming for a total of 160 countries by 2023. Netflix is streaming in 190 countries. Tubi is available in the United States, Canada, Mexico, New Zealand, and Australia, as well as the formidable additional 5 Latin American countries. Tubi expansion in Latin America puts it in a better position in the race for world expansion, as Latin America is a growing market and a big focus for streaming services. LABS, Latin America Business Stories, predicted that Latin America streaming subscriptions will double in the next 3 years, reaching 120 million views in 2025. The company told TechCrunch that further expansion in Latin America is not yet determined. We're delighted to launch our platform in these 5 Latin American countries, bringing viewers a mix of local produced content, Spanish language favorites, Hollywood titles. Adam Lewinson, Tubi's chief content officer, said in a statement, "We are eager to expand deeper into Latin America after the stellar success of Tubi in Mexico, which has seen tremendous growth in such a short time." Tubi launched in Mexico in 2021, bringing viewers a localized Spanish language app in partnership with TV Azteca, media company in Mexico with 4 television networks. In fact, TV Azteca can be seen here in the U.S. on most cable sites. They do have very good programming if you are interested in Latin American programming. Tubi posted in Thursday's announcement that the streaming service saw total viewing time in Mexico rise of 60% year over year and a total increase of over 40% year to year. Fox reported in its 4th quarter earnings yesterday that Tubi saw an increase in active users of nearly 40% in the quarter. The streamer announced a total of 51 million active users. Last year, Tubi had 33. That's a good jump. CEO Lachlan Murdoch remarked in Wednesday's earnings call, "We will continue to invest judiciously in Tubi with our sites set on achieving $1 billion in revenue rate in the next couple of years." Actually, they're expected to hit it next year. Fox acquired Tubi in 2020 for $440 million. Thank you, Disney. And will continue to invest the platform in the past year. The service saw a 45% growth in revenue. This is what we're talking about. When you look at Netflix, you look at Paramount Plus, you'll look at Amazon and all that, and you see what they're going through. Tubi has been increasing. They're on a good, steady run. They're not rushing to get everywhere. They're playing their cards where they think the strongest growth will be. Latin America is a strength. Japan has seen this. Japanese studios have always made stuff for Latin. Dragon Ball Z, very popular in Latin America, and many other series on there. You've seen this constantly. I mean, you see that they have on some of the really big anime with season finales on there. They're putting up screens in the middle of arenas and stuff like that, and having people pay to come watch it directly on there, and it ends up to be like standing room only. This happens, and there are other things coming across. But when you look at Tubi, and the thing about it is, just recently now, Deadpool 2 is now available on Tubi now. Firefly, Farscape is now available on Tubi TV, and many other things. There's so much now on there. It's not funny. There's days where you just go and you will find something you like. My wife goes in there for the horror. She always clicks on something on there. And lately she's been in a classics kick. And she's found some great classics in there. And she's jumped on real quickly onto something immediately. Tubi is the dark horse. This is the type of platform when you go, you already got World Cup on here. You got the next World Cup that's running on this site. Already the site's available. You have 200 live channels available with news, sports, entertainment. It's sort of like similar to Pluto. And you can get that whether it's the TV or on portable or on your PC. It's all available on that. You just have to click something just to get into it, which is very simple to do. I mean, there's some adjustments that are needed on the streaming platform itself, but it's kind of hard to do when Netflix owns most of the patents, because basically they've been around longer than anybody, and this is why you got HBO Max that crashes a lot, Paramount Plus, and a couple others that on certain streaming, for example, Samsung TV. Hulu tends to crash after about 6 or 7 episodes, after watching about that much on there. HBO Max tends to freeze up, lock up, or basically crashes out. And this happens constantly. More than YouTube, more than Tubi, more than any of the others. So, you see, when you're paying for some of this stuff, are you getting the full potential of these sites? No, you're not. And, it's the same with Tubi's on there, but they don't crash as much as the others, because they're taking it slow and steady. Slow and steady can win the horse race in the end. And this is why I keep saying, this is the company to look at right now. You want to see stuff, it's free. And you got to remember, here's the other half of it. You can get news on here. And a lot of you who have been trying to cut your cable and stuff like that, the one major thing you got to always remember, a lot of the stuff, regular broadcast stuff, is still available via antenna. There's times when you don't need that cable box. A lot of these companies want you, like ABC, NBC, CBS, they want you to get cable because they make, what was the last number? $12 billion for their channels. That's how much these companies can make off of the networks on that. $12 billion. That's what's being circulated around. But the thing about it is, these networks don't want you to know they're still available free. Remember that, FREE. And it doesn't take much than a $50 antenna, depending on where you are. Yes, there are antennas lower than that, but one thing about it is you got to remember, know your locations, know where your broadcast centers are and their broadcast antennas. Sometimes you got to get an antenna that's a little bit more stronger to get a much clearer signal because of what the FCC has done by selling off a lot of these signals on top of each other, and sort of the signals are sort of cramped on there. So sometimes you won't be able to get one or two channels. But if you have an antenna that has a longer range, you should be able to get those channels in a good clarity these days. So let me know what your feelings are in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you for tuning in, and bye-bye now.